So we saw a couple of absolutely beautiful fifth wheels, but what about on the travel trailer side, right? We're talking towables. How about something a little bit smaller, a little more lightweight, maybe something a little over 31 foot and say, I don't know, under 5,800 pounds? Well, that's exactly what we got right here, folks. This is the Highland Ridge Mesa Ridge Lite 2602RL. And this is a great, lighter weight rear living floor plan. If you're looking to something to tow, pretty easily with a half-ton pickup, this one right here is definitely a great option. I like a lot of things about it. And we'll actually start off right here on the entertainment center because this is one of the things that I certainly enjoy. The reason being, you have a big enough TV that it doesn't matter if you're sitting back on the sofa in the U-shaped dinette, which we'll see in just a little bit here, you still have a good view to it. You'll also notice the sound bar underneath, and this does have a couple different zones, one of them being the speakers outside, we'll see in a little bit here. HDMI input as well as USB there too, so if you have some auxiliary equipment, you are able to sneak that right behind the TV, if you can see that, right? So you do have some storage behind there. You can put your Blu-ray player or whatever else you want back there, plug it in, you're good to go. Underneath is your fireplace, right? So if you want to just kind of warm it up a little bit, you can kick that on, or if you just want, like the ambiance, the way it looks, by all means, rock it that way too. Storage up top there, you can see that. So decent storage, right? Not terrible. You have the glass helping to break up the wood look a little bit. And then as we move further in, you get into the kitchen. And the thing I like about this is it's actually pretty usable kitchen space, especially because they give you both sink top covers, a recessed cooktop there, and this countertop extension. So, between all of that, you actually, again, have decent prep space. I mean, you can prep on this side of the sink if you want. You can prep over here if you want. You can prep right here if you want. I'm just going to keep turning my back to you, Kev. So, as you can see, you have plenty of space to be able to, plenty of prep space right here. Big high-rise faucet. That is pull-out, too, so it does make washing, rinsing dishes that much easier. Undermount double bowl stainless steel sink right there. And right here in the corner is where we have the electrical hookup. So if you want a spot for a coffee maker, that's probably going to be your prime place right there. Storage all across the top. Open that up, kind of give you an idea of size. Decent storage there. Microwave as well as your hood. As I said, recessed cooktop. This one is the Furion, which I actually like the Furion cooktop. The reason being, when it folds up, it kind of locks in place right there, right? There's some other manufacturers where it kind of leans all the way back, and it's not a problem here, but sometimes they have a window back there. It becomes a little problematic, but I really like the fact that it stops and it kind of doubles as a backsplash there. 3-burner cooktop, front one being high output. It does have light up knobs if you're into the blue light look. And underneath is your oven. A little bit of bacon. You want to throw some enchiladas in there, maybe cupcakes, something like that. You can do so. Probably not going to be putting a Thanksgiving turkey in there, but again, still pretty good size oven. However, underneath is big space right there for your pots and pans. I really like that. It kind of blends in. It almost looks like a double oven look, kind of. I mean, obviously it's not a true real oven, right? Everyone knows that, but it kind of gives that that look there, and it's just good usable storage. The other thing I like is you have not one, but 2 full extension ball bearing drawers, so you have a spot for your flatware and anything else you need to throw in there. And you can see over on this side, you have enough spot for a skinny trash can, be able to sneak it right in there, which I always like having one in the kitchen. Upgraded countertops in there too, which is why you're able to have that undermount sink. Let's spin it around. Take a look at the back. So what we have right here is a love seat in the back. This is a trifold. The reason that's going to be important is because between this trifold sofa, the U-shaped dinette, and the bed up front, even though this one is just a hair over 31 foot long, you can sleep 6 people in here, which for a couple's model, a rear living model, is pretty darn good. Again, especially something that's under 5,800 pounds dry. But the other thing I like about this is just a comfortable place to sit, right? You want to talk about a spot to have good conversation. People can sit here. You can be in the U-dinette. Everyone can kind of still be in the conversation for the most part. I mean, if you're right here, maybe not. But, for the most part, you can have just kind of that hangout space, if you will, which is one of the things I love about rear living floor plans. Storage all the way across the top, windows all the way around too, and then you'll see some additional storage right over here on both sides. So if you take a look right in there, so some little bit additional storage plus electrical outlets, which are great. So if you need to, charge anything, whether it's laptop, tablet, phones, you're able to do so. Or if you have guests and they need to use a CPAP machine, you're good to go. You can plug it in right there. Big U-shaped dinette, storage underneath. Show you right in there so you can see, all the storage. So good storage all the way throughout. The great thing about a U-shaped dinette, of course, folks, the fact that it does drop down into a big bed. You can pretty comfortably sleep 2 adults right there, which is fantastic. Another thing I like is this right here. If you take a look, you will see this one is actually prepped for a second AC. Now, I don't know that you would necessarily need it. I mean, you have one right here. This is not a huge RV. Again, it's 31 foot. I think the single AC would probably do the trick. But in the event that you need the second one, it does have the capability for it to go there, which is pretty cool. Making our way up a little bit. Look at that, folks. Nice big pantry, right? Deep pantry, plenty of storage space for some of your dry goods. And then fridge freezer combo, you can see that's pretty good space there too. And that one does run off both propane and electric. Coming up a little bit further, thermostat will be located here. This will control both the ducted AC as well as the ducted heat. And we take a step into the bathroom. Speaking of heat and AC, you do have AC ducts in here as well as heat ducts right down below. So that way, no matter what the temp is outside, you'll still be comfortable. We take a seat on the toilet. You can see here, porcelain bowl, which I always love. Also, I like the fact they angled it, right? Because if it was right here, I'd kind of be smashed into the wall. But they were smart enough to angle it, which gives me a lot more space. So now I have plenty of leg room. Great shoulder space here as well. Taking a look right in front of me, you can see, again, upgraded countertop, which let them undermount that sink. Good countertop space with an electrical outlet. Nice big mirrored medicine cabinet. I mean, you have double doors right there, which is cool. Plenty of drawer space in here, including this bottom one, which is nice and deep for some of your larger items. And you will also see some storage there. I personally like to have a trash can in my bathroom, and that gives you the ability to have one in there. And again, if you want to put like your hand towels, washcloths, things like that in those drawers, you can do so. When I take a step in the shower, you can see I have plenty of head height here. I can probably be 6'2" and still be able to stand in the shower without having to bend down. And you have a slider style door. And this is great because, kind of like the doors in a roller track, when you open and close this, the water stays in the shower, right? It's not like a curtain where it's going all over the place, or a swing style door where a lot of times you open it up and all the water ends up on the floor. Making our way into the bedroom. It is a little bit of a tight squeeze here. I will give that warning. You kind of have to fight a little bit with some knobs. So just if you're out there, you're checking out a floor plan, that is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's because they wanted to maximize that bathroom space, right? And they definitely did a good job at that. If you want a TV in the bedroom, this is where it'll go right here. This is something really cool I like as well. You can see you have big wardrobe space, folks. This is something a lot of times you don't get in a travel trailer. Most of the time, your wardrobe space is up front, which we'll see this one has it too in just a second. But I love that they were able to add all of this, plus all the storage there up top, as I said, something that's pretty rare. If we spin around, we can see the queen size bed, and again, as I mentioned, you have your standard wardrobes on both sides, storage across the top. You get your own nightstand. Cool thing about this is it's an actual top, right? It's not just a panel. So, if you have something there with a little bit of weight, it can actually support it. And again, you have the electrical outlet. So if you have like a CPAP machine or anything, you're good to go. You'll also see right here, they have the Furion Lit. It's prepped for it. And what that is it's a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker. So that way, you can kind of take that guy around. And if you want to put it outside, listen to music, you can have it in here, listen to music. And it charges while it's in there. And you can also see that this one has a laundry chute. And we'll see that when we head outside here in just a second. But that way, if you want to put your laundry basket right down in there, you can take all your dirty clothes, drop them in that pass-through, and then you don't have to worry about it. One last thing I do want to touch on is right here, folks. If you take a look, you will see this one has the vinyl flooring. Cool thing about that is you don't have any carpet, right? It's all vinyl. So that way, it just makes it a lot easier to sweep up, clean up. Plus, it's a lot more uniform look, I think, than having carpet in a slide out. As we step outside, you'll notice a couple different things out here. One will be your upgraded steps, right? You have the LCI step above steps. You'll see I went to shut the door and it didn't completely shut. The reason for that is that this one has a friction hinge door. And the really neat thing about that is you can kind of put it wherever you want. You don't have to necessarily lock it in the back. And it'll withstand winds up to 20 miles an hour before it actually closes itself. So I do like that is kind of adjustable. A really big one on this is the axles. These are your Dexter Easy Lube axles, but the thing I love about it is the fact they have never adjust brakes. Folks, that's one of those things that, one of those maintenance pieces that a lot of people just miss out on or don't think about is adjusting your brakes. But it's a big deal. You have quite a bit of weight here. I mean, again, even though this is lighter weight, it's still almost 5,800 pounds dry. And so, that's going to be pushing against it. You want to make sure your brakes are helping to stop. And with the never adjust brakes, just like the name implies, you don't have to adjust them. They will adjust themselves every time you move the RV. powered tongue jack up front, makes it nice and easy to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle. You have two 20-pound propane tanks there with the cover, fully enclosed and insulated and heated underbelly in case you're doing a little bit colder weather camping, late in the fall, early in the spring. If it just starts to dip below those freezing temps, it'll help make sure your tanks aren't freezing up on you. 3/4 front cap right up the front here. Of course, you can see this one is a fully laminated product, or a fiberglass sidewall there. So you can see that with the Mesa Ridge. You'll also notice solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable kit. You can plug it in right there. It's already pre-wired. It'll trickle charge your battery. If you take a look inside, you can see the pass-through is pretty good size in there too, and that does have a motion sensor light. So as soon as you open that up, boom, you're good to go. This is that secondary entrance into the bedroom. So if you want to just hop right into the bedroom, you can. Makes life nice and easy on you. Power awning with the LED light strip. And your speaker, you have the Solaris speakers in the awning too, so you can jam out to some music. You'll see your TV hookup right over here. If you want TV, you'll be good to go. Another thing I do want to pay attention to is if you take a look right in between the axles there, you'll see the EquaFlex suspension system, which will do a much better job when you're towing this down the road, taking out a lot of those potholes. It really does make the tow experience a lot smoother. And one of the last things I want to touch on, folks, is right in the back here. Just want to point out there is a propane quick connect. So if you have a grill or something you want to hook up, you can fire it up right there and you are good to go. Again, folks, this is the 2021 Mesa Ridge Lite 2602RL. Now, here's the thing. If you really like this one, and maybe you're in the position where you have already gone out and you have a deal pending right now. Here's the great thing, folks. At Camping World, not only do we have more inventory than anyone else, we have over 80,000 units on order, over 20,000 on the ground right now. But on top of that, we will beat any deal out there. If you have a pending deal, all you have to do is text the word BEAT, B-E-A-T, to 46642, and we will beat the deal, or we'll give you $1,000, folks. Worst case scenario, you're $1,000 richer. Best case scenario, we just saved you a ton of money.